today, Mother, we'll continue with part 2 from the video on the astrological overview of the goal of each astrological sign. Welcome, Mother.
Thank you, Natalie.
So it's very interesting. So it is also a gift, another gift that you're giving us, because it's going to help us to understand not only the goal of our lives, but the goal of other signs, and it makes it easier for us to understand one another.
Yes, but I'm aware of the fact that to understand what I want to say, you have to go much deeper into life. If you hear what I say and you take it in the first degree, you might say, well, what this lady is telling us is so simple, it's nothing. But it has to do with the essential point in the life of an individual, and that you will not see easily just by observing things from the outside, on a superficial level. You really have to dig in the life of that person and in his functioning and the way he lives things, or she, to see that this main point is working in almost all levels of the existence of that individual, of many parts of the existence of this person. And if I go on with the lion, you can say it has to do, the life of a lion has to do with taking a central position. They like to, on a personal level, to be the center of the attention. They can also give a lot of attention to others, because they can let things come towards them, but it can also take the departure in themselves and then go outside. But in both cases, they are the central part of the phenomena. Well, this being the center of something, whether things come towards me or go out of me in the direction of other people or outside of me, being the center of something, that is what's important in the life of a lion. Now, if the lion is not very profound, you can just say, well, that's a person who likes to be the center of the attention, or who likes to tell others what to do or what not to do. It's a good headmaster, or it's a good responsible of some kind of activity or school or enterprise. But then you look at a level that's too low. When we talk about the soul level and what a soul wants to do with a particular astrological sign, you have to dig deeper. And there you will see that the central point of the life of this person has to do with being a center of or for something. They are aware that something turns around them, but should not stay there. It should go out again. They are very aware well, they can be more or less conscious of it, but somehow, even in a vague sense, they are aware of what it means being the center of something, when all attention is on you, or you try to draw the attention, or you need the attention, or when they're giving and something goes from this inner central point, goes outwards towards others or anything outside. This give and take is the central part of the life of a lion. Mm-hmm. You will say, well, a whole life is turning around that? Yes, a whole life. In all kinds of ways. It can be in their marriage, it can be with their children, it can be in their work situation. In any kind of situation, a lion will be confronted to me, and then things outside of me, and the current between the two, but it comes back to me. Or if I have to give something, I have to take the departure in myself, and then it goes outwards. This is absolutely difficult to understand if you're not a lion. And even for lions, they have to really think about it in a philosophical way before they will see, yes, that's true. But from the soul level, that's what's happening. It's this interaction between the individual as a center part, and then what's around him. And making this a smooth exchange. It should not stay inside of them too long, because they will have a heart attack. They have to give everything they receive. That one moment or another, they have to give again, somewhere else perhaps. But it's something that should be a current that should be flowing. The lion is linked to the heart. They can have high blood pressure or heart attacks when things stagnate inside, and when they do not have a target, they cannot give it away again. Okay. If they do not know where to give it, or where to put it down, or
so then it's their talent, because they're very talented. So
yes, not necessarily more than others. No. But they have the talent of putting themselves in the center, and that gives them the aura of being talented. Okay. But there are many others that are very talented, but that are more timid than they are.
Okay.
But a talent is something you should give away. It's something that we give to the world. It's not something that we should keep for ourselves and then live in the glory of our talent. A talent is only something that makes me richer inside if I give it, freely give it, and then let it go. And so it's again this exchange. They cannot keep it for themselves. They will become sick. It should be given away again, in one way or another. They should let go of it. And that's a whole psychological process in a lifetime for a lion. They are the sun, and then they give.
Okay.
They have to give. So this is, I'm just talking about the main point. Of course, a lion has all kinds of tendencies of character, but that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you can read it in any book. I'm just talking to you. What is the main working point? Experience, inner experience on a deeper level. Very deep inside, that's working in the individual. Now after the lion we have the Virgo. That's still another point. A Virgo has to learn to live with discernment and criticism. Discernment in a positive way is a capacity to know at any moment what is best to do, to have, to accept, not to accept. If it goes to an excess, you will see criticism arise. That means that something becomes the target of my attention, and this is not good. But then a Virgo has gone out of balance. So the goal of the Virgo is to learn to work with positive criticism. Being able to see what's okay and what's not in harmony, or what should, or better, what we can still work on. To have criticism in a positive way, without letting criticism become an obstacle. Without letting criticism become a way of abandoning things. Well, that's no good, so we leave it. No. How can I deal with impurity, things that are not perfect, things that I would say at first sight, oh no, please, I prefer not. Letting those things have their place, seeing that it's not perfect, seeing that it's not ideal, but it has its function, it can have its function, it can have its place in the process, in the whole. I'm not veiling my eyes for the fact that it's not ideal. But perhaps there's a reason it's there, or it should be there. Well, that is what a Virgo is dealing with all her life. How to accept the unacceptable. Without going too far in it, because some things, when they get outdated, we have to throw them away. It's okay, it's gone. And that's a whole working field. To not to be overtaken by criticism, to bring this in equilibrium and to say, okay, that's not all right, we have to do something about it, and that's still okay. It's quite a work. It's like sifting out, what do you call it? That's what Virgos do. They're sifting out the impurities, the big pebbles from the small ones, and what should we keep, what should we throw away. But that's their strength. They have this critical eye that we need at certain moments. We certainly need that. But it should be discernment based on good judgment.
And wisdom.
And yes, wisdom. The only thing they have to take care of is that they will not be overtaken by criticism in a negative way. That's something else. Then it gets out of balance and it turns towards themselves. But it is constructive if it's used in a balanced way.
But they don't like criticism. Virgo.
No, I don't think that's their problem. They can be busy. It can spin around in their mind. They can all the time. They see what's not going right. That's not good. That's their problem. So criticism becomes a second nature. That's a hindrance. That's a hindrance.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. It's bothering them. They cannot fluently deal with things anymore because there's everywhere a stop or a question mark.
Okay.
But well, that's the quest of the Virgo. You cannot say it's wrong. It's their way of learning. Yes. And they have, as I already said, they have their place in this world. Without them, it would be a mess.
Yes.
After Virgo, we have the scales. Libra. And that has to do with, trying to find harmony and trying to harmonize opposite tendencies and to find a way in the midst of the opposite tendencies.
Okay.
Libra will very often have to do with extreme things in their lives, opposite tendencies. Perhaps a family of 2 children or a husband and children that are opposites, very strong opposites. And then how can we marry them? They will see that they will be helped by learning to see things the way they are. That's a problem for them. They are very much romanticizing, seeing things in a rosy way, feeling the truth. That's quite Libra kind of dealing with life. They will. What helps them is to learn to see things in their reality, the way it is. Because more and more, the more they can see things or people the way it is, really is, from an objective point of view, and not from wishful thinking or hoping that. When they succeed in seeing things and people the way they are, they will find a solution for the opposite tendencies. It will naturally come up when they accept the truth and to see things the way they are. But their whole road, their whole path is, being able to see things the way they are, because things the way they are, at first sight, often seem disharmonious, conflictual things. People that do not go along well with each other. My eldest son doesn't work with my youngest daughter. That is a scales problem, Libra problem. Inside it can be a big problem for them. Whereas other parents say, well, okay, they don't go, well, we put them on both sides of the table and the problem is solved. For a Libra, it's more, it's inside, they get mixed up in the conflict. And simply, but for them it's a road, say, okay, what do I see on the left side? What do I see on the opposite side? And now, please give me the inspiration how to deal with these two parts of existence that seem absolutely not able, I can't marry them. And then you will see that the solution comes. But they have to learn to accept these extremities, these two parts of which what seems unmarriable. What do you say? If you can't marry them, impossible.
It's just like
impossible. A rugby player with a poet. Well, it seems two worlds that you can't marry at all. And perhaps it's not a hazard that those two persons are around you, in your family, in your working field, and perhaps there is something they have to do with each other. But that will come when you accept them the way they are, and you don't try to give to the poet football shoes, and you don't try to oblige the football player, the soccer player, to talk in poetry. You have to accept them the way they are, and then they can come together. That's a very strange phenomenon.
wow.
And that's the road of the scales, the Libra. After Libra we have Scorpio, a water sign, and that's swimming around in the depths. The deeper human emotional experience. I would almost like to say the darker side of life. That is not something that will scare a Scorpio. And there again, the Scorpio will learn to bring this to light. Because when you stay in this darkness, or you take it for granted, or you make believe that it's not dark, that will not help. I mean, darkness is darkness, even though we need it to grow, to experience in some way, but the goal is to transform it. Now, the goal of the Scorpio is to learn to transform what is imperfect, what is dark, what is gloomy, what is the shadow side of life, or of themselves, or of others. But the goal is not, accepting it is not enough for them. The goal for the Scorpio is that after accepting comes the idea, now if we take one step further, what can we do to transform it? To make it better. And that is the difficulty, because many times for them it's enough that exists, and they accept it, they're very large, and that's it. And that life will not accept. Their lives will always push them towards transformation. They cannot say, I'm a drunk and that's it. And as long as I do not drink when I take the wheel of the car, then everything is alright. Life doesn't accept that. Symbolically and concrete, speaking even in a concrete way. If they just put a veil over weaknesses and darker sides of life or of themselves by saying, well, this exists, so okay, as long as we keep it at a certain distance or we don't let it go too far, it's okay. No, that doesn't work in the life of a Scorpio. Because this imperfection, this darkness, this unachieved something wants to evolve and seeking for yes, you might say amelioration, a better outlet, a better way of expressing itself, growth. And growth means transformation. So Scorpio will be pushed on the road to transformation of something or in their lives, whatever it is. It can be themselves, it can be something or outside of them, whatever it is. They cannot, as I already said, just say, well, this exists the way it is, I accept it, that's my love for it, and it's enough. No, that's not their task. There is a way out of that, there's a way to bring it to a higher level, and they should seek the way to do that. That's their task.
That's a big task.
Yes, it's a big task.
That's coming from the deep
that
dark
comes from
waters to the surface, to the light.
Yes, they have to bring it from the dark waters to the light, where it can be transformed in one way or another.
But it's clearer. It's clear for Scorpio. It's like from
Scorpio
the dark to the light.
Scorpio will have a tendency to say, well, it's quite right there in the depth. I mean, why do you take it up? I mean, it will get more a problem than. Yes, but it's not because you put a burglar in prison that the problem is solved. You only know that he's behind the bars, and as long as you don't let him get out, it seems solved.
Controlled.
Yes, but it's better to seek a way to transform something in this person, so that he can lead a better existence and become a better man. Well,
because that's what we're here for.
Well, that's what Scorpios will have in one way or another as a task in their lives. That's the way.
So we're gonna finish this one, and we're gonna, because we need to do another video for the. How many signs do we have left?
We have 4 signs left, I think.
4 signs left. So subscribe so you don't miss the next 4 signs, and we will see you very soon. Have a nice day.
Millions of years have gone by since you put your first steps on the earth. Millions of years have gone by since you first came here to birth. Millions of times you've watched it, things and people passed away. Millions of times you've watched it, nothing ever stayed. How come you still can't give up this illusion? How come you still prefer to dream, dreaming on? When will you wake up to a true light? Dreaming on. Your eyes are closed, you do not notice. Dreaming on. And what will make you see? Dream on. A new reality. So many times you've played them, roles in dramas human-made. So many times you've changed them, costumes, scenes and names. Each time again you try to make the most out of the subject. Each time again you try to seize the winning game. How come you still can't give up this illusion? How come you still prefer to dream, dreaming on? When will you wake up to a true light? Dreaming on. Your eyes are closed, you do not notice. Dreaming on. And what will make you see? Dream on. A new reality. Your eyes are closed, you do not notice. Dream, dreaming on, and what will make you see? Dream, dream of a new reality. Dreaming on, when will you wake up to a true life? Dreaming on, your eyes are closed, you do not notice. Dream, dreaming on, and what will make you see? Dream, dream on a new reality. Dream, dream on a new